Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Try to maybe make a third one.
This race still very undecided.
The bottom lane just doesn't have enough cars now. The rules have been reversed.
They're running out of time and they know it.
How about Noah McCoskey in the 03? He did his hand in front of this battle. The bottom surges to the inside, now pulls even with Hutton off the turn number 2.
900 horsepower at their feet.
Banks doesn't have a push. Hutton, can he do it off the turn 4? Right, giving him another push. They stack him to the outside, and the line checkered flag. Big surges to the bottom.
Pull that up on the screen. There it is. Cabot and Sturgill side by side. The next row is going to be Mark Whitley and Caleb Weekly. Fifth spot's Chad Klinger with Alex Bell in 6th. 7th, AJ Stravato, Bryce Shoemaker in 8th position. Then you have Seth Hatchell and Alec Martinez. V-Speed's very own in the number 18, rounding out that top 10.
And then just outside of top 10, we have a lot of newcomers in this big field. Daryl Young, a name I haven't seen, Harpoon Design Racing Camaro. He's 11th. Jeff Wright, the Reddick champion, 12th place. Bailey Turner, 13th, and his throwback from BTDY the other night. Joe McWhorter, 14th. And then that's road number 8 back there behind them. Chris Root and Gary Smith, 15th and 16th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin had an underrated season last season. He starts 17th. Ray Massey as well got a win near the end of the season, 18th position. Then a few consistent drivers last season, rounding out the top half of the field, Ryan Carwell and Chuck Sweden.
21st spot's going to be Gary or Jerry. I think it's going to be pronounced Jerry Bergeron. We have Noah Mikowski, a lot of names that we're familiar with, but that pace car is getting ready to pull off. And I think I saw number 74 in that mix as well. But here we go, getting ready for season number 2. And SNR history, it's been a good one. I hope you guys are excited. Green flag up in the air, and the Tractor USA Clash is underway. Coming by to lead lap number 1, it's the 77 of Mark Whitley. Showing his Adam Cabot colors, if I'm being honest. And we got trouble, 97 off the racetrack.
Oh, another one.
Hard impact.
Sweeting. Oh, man, that was a hard one. Gary Smith.
And the yellow flag comes out for the first time here tonight. We got 1 lap in under green, but the 97 done for the day.
Yeah, definitely done. We got the hardest hit of the season out of the way. Lap 2 of the season, really. I don't think you can kill a next-gen car much harder than that. We'll get the V-Speed replay in. This happened out of a tri-oval after it was a kind of hectic lap, but it was a pretty clean lap. We'll have to see what happened. A number of drivers back there.
I think this happens in front of the 97 before he's... no, he comes down. They were 4 wide.
Yeah, they were close to 4 wide and just overcorrected down and never locked it down and got the rear wheels off the ground. He hit so hard. 76 got put in the wall as well. That was Roger Pierce, who I think had contact separate from the main incident. Chuck Sweeting was there. I think Noah Mikowski was the one who got squeezed in the middle. You can see that 97 shot straight to the inside wall.
And there's another green and black car on the outside that gets pinned against the outside wall. I couldn't really get a number on that one, but I tell you,
it's either
75
Brian Hemmings or Roger Pierce. One of the two.
74 maybe. But I can tell you this. Chuck Sweeting had a terrible start to the season last year, and it looks like that luck is carried over. Another innocent bystander of another situation for the 75, and lap 1, we got it under the way. Like, it finished under green, so good start to the season, but some of these guys already having problems early.
Yeah, that was that odd one. It almost looked like the driver in behind who kind of ended up causing that on accident. It was obviously just an accident. I think it was the 03 of Mikowski shot the middle, and I think it was the 43 of Bryce Shoemaker who was kind of in the wall. So Gary Smith was trying to go under him, but then Mikowski had such a run to go 4 wide, he couldn't lift. That was crash insurance, I would say. As what they didn't say, what we didn't know earlier, Gary Smith is out of this race. They do have 1 faster pair to use. So we're going to see a number of drivers at the very beginning of the 60-lap race have to use that faster pair. Chuck Sweeting, Jerry Bergeron has some damage as well, 75.03 included. But we'll definitely see some drivers use some faster pairs as Casey Lagatas he missed pit road in a weird way. But either way, I do believe we got the 1 to green already.
Yes, admins shorten the yellow here. Going to allow some of these drivers to use their faster pairs, but track's big enough. I think that anybody that got damage on this next-gen car, it can take a pretty good beating, unless you're Gary Smith, in which case that inside wall, that pretty much did it in, but thankfully faster pairs here on the track give everybody a fair chance, and it looks like the 77 of Mark Whitley is going to start inside of Chad Klinger on this restart. So we kind of have a little flip-flop there with the top 2 rows. And we'll see a lot of that here tonight. If anybody is familiar with how these next-gens drive, compared to last season at SNR, the Generation 4 car had a lot of horsepower, but not a lot of aero. It was mostly mechanical grip, and these guys couldn't afford to push each other in those cars. This is a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, the Gen 4 cars, they'd be much better if we had the Super Speedway package, where they have the bumpers sort of more lined up, where you can actually bump a little bit. That wasn't the case. You know how the Gen 4s are, and obviously the ARCA cars of the same body. It's pretty much a scoop and turn if you try to get in the back bumper. We saw at the last Super Speedway race near the end of the season with Talladega, you can kind of get away with bumping, but just barely. It got to a point where the lines would be gridlocked. You really couldn't do anything. These next-gen cars are the exact opposite of that. You can bump as much as you want. You can beat and bang as much as you want, a little bit, without wrecking, and you're going to see 2-3 wide, and we're going to see lanes coming and going all night long.
Well, green flag back out for the second time today. Barney's going to wave it, and Whitley takes him into turn 1 on this restart.
This time much more spread out on this start. Whitley away. You can see the bumping, 3 cars in that top line. That's Klinger, Cabot, and I see, I think that's the Pachu just abandoned that line. But it's a much more spread out start. Whitley got a little too far ahead, but Stravato's going to stay with him, but Sturgill goes to that top side.
Stravato kind of peeking to the inside, and the 77's going to go around. Right in the middle of the racetrack.
Look out.
Can everyone avoid him? He locks it down. No, not everyone avoided him.
Someone slammed him. That might have been Keith Shoemaker.
And very early aggression from the 33 of Stravado.
I'll say.
I don't think the 77 is going to be too happy with that.
I don't think so, based on what he's charging back up there. As we'll see where he's going.
I think I know where he's going.
I think we'll find out in a little bit. We might want to get the replay in early because he's still got a ways to get to Stravado. Stravado's out of turn 2. They're still catching the pace car. Still get a replay here.
This just looked like a very aggressive move, in my opinion.
We'll see. Stravado looked low, and Whitley tried to block it, and Stravado was there at that point. I understand. I mean, it's aggressive. Stravado, maybe a little early to do that, but at the same time, if the lane, you can't give the bottom up when you're the lowest line. If you're Mark Whitley, you got to stay on that double yellow line, or else that's going to happen every single time. If I'm in Stravado, I'm going for that gap too. I mean, I understand it's a little early, but you got to hold the double yellow.
That's the part for me personally is it's very early in this race, and maybe Whitley did make a mistake, but cut him a little slack there. These guys both, I think, they might be given an EOL to the 33. I don't know. Drop below the yellow line as well, and I know that rule not really enforced, but Whitley did come up and voice his opinions on how he felt on that.
We'll see if we're doing EOLs tonight. Not quite sure, but we haven't seen one yet.
Might be one of those boys have at it nights, and if that's the case, money on the line, boys have at it.
If that's the case, we're not seeing a lot of green flag laps. We've gotten one.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go green for very long. 60 laps in this race. You've got the 90 of Michael Sturgill up front now. Chad Klinger still in second. The 33 of Stravado. The 17 of Cabot. And the number 8 of Seth Hatchell is your top 5. Lights are out on the pace car. No, they're still on, I believe. This gives us a chance to pull up Jeff Wright, last season's champion, and in my opinion, one of the greatest leagues that we broadcast for here on V-Speed. Jeff Wright, it's Bradley Cooper and Connor Horn up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
So Jeff, the start to season 2, it's been a little rough. We've seen some guys not very happy with each other, but how great is it to have another great season here on Saturday night?
Yeah, I know, it's great to be back. Awesome to see a solid field size. Obviously, want to clean up some of the mess we got here early on. Maybe a little preseason jitters going on, but hey, better to have that happen here in the Clash than in the regular season. But although we do got some money on the line thanks to Tractor USA tonight, so I know a lot of people are excited about that and a lot to race for tonight for sure. And yeah, we're just really excited to get this season back going again for season 2.
I know here with me and Connor, the excitement, it just kind of built up over the off season. Seeing you guys in the next gen cars, changing things up. I know that you don't prefer this car, so what call was that to bring this car to Daytona today?
Yeah, we're just looking at ways of, trying to make things more exciting. And, and at the time, with us running, the Gen 4 car all of last season, we knew that plate racing wasn't something that car was really great for. So, once we went to the Xfinity car, kind of similar situation. And, at the time we just figured, hey, the next gen car is a whole lot more fun on the super speedways. You definitely be more aggressive. The runs are bigger. So, we just figured, hey, might as well run this next gen car on, tracks like Daytona and Talladega, just because, it's going to give our league members some, more fun. So that's ultimately the reason why we decided to go with it. And, starting off a little shaky right now. We need to clean things up, Bradley, but, I'm excited to get back going here and hopefully get this thing sorted out.
Well, doubling back up. I don't know if Connor has anything to add to that.
Not quite.
Not quite. Not prepared for that one. Put him on the spot. But Jeff, we appreciate your time, man. And good luck with the start of the season, and we look forward to maybe seeing you up here in the post-race.
All right, guys. Sounds good. Thanks for your coverage.
That's Hutton Motorsports driver Jeff Wright, and the admin the league admin here at Saturday Night Racing League. I tell you what, I don't think we've seen the end of the action, Connor. It's been very aggressive, very early, and these cars kind of they exacerbate the situation when they're coming down the backstretch and get into that slipstream. It just gives you such a run. It's hard to back it down and clean it up.
I mean, there's no other car like it where the runs are this big. The next gen car is a true one of one on the super speedways for any iRacing car. Xfinity and trucks, they don't do this. Obviously, Gen 4 doesn't. I mean, it's a completely different beast. And so many drivers in the field who are used to the Gen 4 and running the Gen 4 at the super speedways are probably not ready for how big the runs are. Maybe Whitley wasn't prepared for Travato to be able to get under him so quickly. That could have been something to do with that. But it's obviously the reason why Travato went low is because he knows how important the track position is in these cars as well.
Pace car pulls off for the third time tonight. Michael Sturgill's going to lead him into turn one with Klinger on the outside. We're back underway. And for the first time today, let's put that ticker up there.
It's a much more packed up start. Last restart was very spread out. This one, everyone's on top of one another, which is what you want to see in one of these restarts. Sturgill's going to keep the lead on the bottom, but see that top line get runs every now and then. Weekly's looking outside Adam Cabot, but couldn't get there.
Sturgill's going to move up a lane in front of Chad Klinger, and those are teammates, so that would make sense. They see Cabot back there just behind him, riding the bumper into three. Travato on the bottom with Hatchell.
We got a spin background. They might have saved it. No, not yet. Ray Massey's around.
Ray Massey's around big time, the 23.
Now the caution's out. It is not a great start.
Bryce Shoemaker also involved in that. I think Brian Hennings might got another piece of that action. We'll have to go back on the instant replay and take a look. And he got launched down on the apron. This is coming off of 4, so we got a turn to go here, or coming off of 2, rather.
Yeah. Let's see. Big checkup. I mean, this is what happens when you get a packed restart. We'll see checkups. Whitley up the middle. Bell on the bottom, and Whitley just kind of went into the 23.
Was that? Man, that looked like a little bit of a gap. If we would go back, I think if we utilize the blimp camera, maybe will give us a good angle of this.
Yeah, let's find out. I mean, he's got a big run to the middle.
I don't know that he actually touched him. Let's go on board with the 77. It just looked like that car got sent sideways before Whitley actually got to his door.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, I think it was neck code as well, but it was definitely the 77 turning the 23 around. And then that could have been a much bigger crash, even though it was at the back of the pack. It could have been much worse.
Yeah, and seeing these cars go 190 plus, they don't stop that fast. They definitely don't stop at all, really. At this track, you're running a very small brake rotor and brake pad set. So this car weighs over 3,000 pounds as well, so you factor that in. And then it's kind of hard to see through the back glass, so things happening in front of you, you might see a little tire smoke, but the guy behind you is not going to lift, so you can't either. It's just one of those situations. Plate racing can be very frustrating, especially deep in the field.
Yeah, especially deep in the field, so it definitely a situation, I think, I don't know, he might have been seeing red, but definitely not what he meant to do, so either way, it's going to be fine. Whitley will be able to continue. Everyone will be able to continue. And real quickly, just got to go back to Jeff Wright. I'm going to actually bring him back in real quickly. Jeff, you got a copy again?
I got you, driver.
All right, so we're not interviewing you again, but you got someone that you want us to talk to, and he wants to talk to us.
Yeah, you know, with Tractor USA sponsoring tonight's event, putting up the prize money, you know, I thought it'd be, you know, a good chance to, you know, maybe have him get the word out on his business, and you know, just thank him for our, you know, sponsorship of our league. So yeah, without further ado, here's Mitch Amon, CEO of Tractor USA.
Oh, hey everyone, how's it going? We're just honored to have everyone here tonight, and we're just looking forward to a great race tonight. And you know, as America's home for tractors, tractorusa.com, we just thought, what a great opportunity at this venue, America's home track, Daytona, to sponsor tonight's race. And we're just looking forward to a great race tonight.
We know that you were partnered with Saturday Night Racing League there last season and this week, putting on $150 to the winner of this clash. We appreciate that very much. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, I would just like to say, yeah, thanks again for supporting us and having us be tonight's sponsor. And we're just looking forward to a great race and making this a great annual race we sponsor. So. Good luck, everybody.
We appreciate that. And so back underway here at Daytona. Let's see if we can get some green flags in. I know Mitch did a lot of work here to get this going. He was a big part of what Jeff Wright and walking and rolling. Oh man, Caleb Weekly. Man. He's getting a shove to the lead from Jeff Wright.
Oh, Wright got put in the middle now. After that, he had to check up for Weekly, and it really killed his run. So now he's going to go backwards. Sturgill somehow continues to lead through all this. Weekly's going to be leading the bottom now. That was another restart where it got really spread out really quickly. Two different types of restarts we're already seeing.
Sturgill's around, and Caleb Weekly just keeps it to the floor. Big wreck behind him, though.
Ortega, Joshua Banks, Carlisle. I think
they're still wrecking.
Yeah, they are still wrecking. That was everyone that time. That was everyone.
And that started with your leader. The 90 of Michael Sturgill was on the outside. Adam Cabot came through the middle there. Is there some netcode going on in this race tonight, or?
There's definitely tempers flaring. As that 90's destroyed, he'll take his first fast repair of the night for sure. He might make Cabot take his, depending on what happens when he gets up there. It's another one. Really, only one of these crashes have happened in a turn. A few in the tri-oval, one on the back straightaway. So we got a replay here. Cabot looks low, and
I mean, he didn't.
Sturgill didn't really block.
No.
Just right through the pit entry.
That's strange, man. It just looks like this car isn't doing what it used to do. Looks like it has a lot more lift.
Yeah, we gotta. It seems like as of late, I don't think it's the cars themselves. I've seen on iRacing the past few weeks, I've been watching league racing, whether I'm actually league racing or commentating league racing, the cars are easier to get turned. I don't think it's a hitbox issue. I think it's more of like an iRacing connection issue as far as the iRacing servers go. So I feel like that's what's causing these cars to get turned more, because next gen, it usually takes more contact, even right front to left rear, it usually takes more contact to spin a car. It just seems like it's gotten a lot of easier lately. But one thing's for sure, the aggression rate's up, and not a lot of people are lifting.
It's off the back of the 90th Sturgill, and we were on board with Weekly when that happened. I don't think he hesitated for a second. He kept her to the floor.
Probably the right decision. I don't think he could have done anything else, but yeah, Sturgill just kind of turned out of a lead there, and that one was definitely the big one. That was a lot of drivers.
Yeah, we had the 90 of Sturgill, Cabot technically involved in that. The 13 of Weekly gets a chip on the nose, and then the 35 of Banks, the 03 of Mikowski. I think I saw Jonathan Smith sliding around down there. Jeff Wright.
Say who wasn't in it.
Yeah, Jeff Wright was involved. There's so many big names that they're going to have to factor in. Do they want to use that fast repair? If I'm them, I'm going to try to repair this thing as best I can.
In perspective, only 10 cars stayed out this time by the last one of those being Whitley, who already took his fast repair. So that's about 25 cars who either pit for the heck of it or probably had their repair damage and take their fast repair. And we're already a quarter through this race, so there's not a lot of time left to get this going.
And hopefully we can see a green flag run. We can get this out of our system. You put money on the line, though. Everybody's going to be aggressive. I know that we have our final point standing winnings that we get, but that kind of mentality is a little different when it's a single race for 60 laps.
And no points.
Yeah, you win or you go home. That's...
you know there's going to be no points penalties. It can't really hurt you. All you do is lose your shot at money. So I guess every now and then everyone's like, all right, I'm just going to go below the yellow line. I'm going to turn this person, do this, do that. It just brings a different animal out of almost any driver. AJ Stravato is an aggressive driver. I really don't think you'd usually see him do that, especially that early on in a race. Same for Adam Cabot. I think he would wait if it was a points race. But there's no points, all for money. You're going to try to get the lead at any point possible. It's $100 on the line. The big difference between first and second, $70 worth. So I understand the aggression, but we got to get a race going at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we take them all away under caution. I don't feel like I would feel very accomplished to win $100, $150.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it, but
it wouldn't really be worth time.
Yeah.
It'd almost be like doing a job at that point with it going that slow.
Playing Rock Simulator, I think it would be the analogy I would go with.
Rock Simulator or watching paint dry simulator. It's kind of what it can be like sometimes. You're just pacing under yellow. You're looking at the outside walls thinking, oh, is this paint dry? Is it going to dry? It's like stuff like that is what it comes down to.
And they'll have to put a fresh coat of paint on these outside walls if we can't keep her underway. Daytona International Speedway, very fast racetrack, but can collect quite a few cars in a very short amount of time. Adam Cabot on the front. Caleb Weekly, who had that great push from Jeff Wright, doesn't have his partner now. Let's see if Weekly can get up there and lead. He was close. And on this restart, going to be on the outside with Hatchell behind him, Stravato behind. So two aggressive drivers and two guys that are kind of methodically planning their strategy. Let's see if we can keep it green. Pace car's going to pull off this time by. And a lot of throwback paint schemes from that BTDY race at Darlington.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I mean, there's one that sticks out. I wouldn't say a sore thumb, but definitely sticks out. Bailey Turner's, you can't miss it. It's very awesome. Won the contest for a reason. It looks very good. And I mean, Al Martinez
there.
It's not really. He runs it all. I don't know if it was a throwback on BTDY or not, but either way, it seems like something he runs anyways. I think he ran a Dale Yoda in the Firecracker 400 last year. After he got what? It's Toyota and Dale. It's basically puts Toyota stickers on his 1987 Cup car. It's Dale Yoda.
Sacrilege.
I think that's the point, and it's funny. And he got the pole in it, so you can't disrespect it too much. He got the Firecracker 400 pole. He could have won 10K. Just couldn't get through the field. Either way, you know what? Quickly, one thing that's gonna kind of make it more tough to get this race going green is with the fast repairs. We're only down to 33 cars. Carwell, Austin Belkey, and Gary Smith are the only three out.
Well, here we go, back underway at Daytona. Cabot gonna lead him into turn one on the inside now. And another one of those tight pack starts. Looks like Max Koss dropping down to the bottom. He's had enough of this. Can't afford another wreck. Big shove here on the outside from Seth Hatchell to Caleb Weekly, and they're going to be drag racing down the backstretch.
You see the bumps are not getting less aggressive. He almost turned to 13 sideways, Seth Hatchell almost did. But now they're disconnected. And now that bottom line comes through. Cabot, Stravato. That's a 70, I believe, of Daryl Young pushing those two as well. They're all three. Might get clear. Cabot.
Oh.
He got forced to the top. Stravato, another aggressive move to the inside. Now he'll lead. Cabot will side draft him. And now they'll be side by side for the lead.
So now Caleb Weekly pushing Adam Cabot on the outside, and man, these cars look very turbulent.
Yeah, the handling doesn't look safe. I guess that's one way to put it.
These guys look very on edge.
On edge, that was the word I was looking for.
Walking on the knife edge, and it's down the backstretch even crazy.
Yeah, what it is working though, that 13 is all over the place, but that top lane took off. 5, 6, 7 cars got clear. Now Bailey's going to be the first one to go to the bottom. He needs to get help from Stravato, but that 33 is nowhere close to him. That top lane's going to keep rolling until they can get a good push down there. They're just going to make it look like a 2013 Daytona 500 with everyone on the top. For more go to the bottom. Weekly went down there. He's going to dump Cabot. Now that bottom line might form again.
Big shove coming here for the 13. A big bump. You see it down there. We're riding on board with the 74 of Brian Hennings in the VRX Motorsports 74. And that bottom row starting to organize back up. You saw how fast that changed. With the other cars that we bring to Daytona, the trucks, the ARCA, doesn't happen that fast. You don't get 9-10 cars in the outside ahead of the inside line, and then the very next turn, they're side by side.
Yeah, when you get to 195, 200 miles an hour, the runs can get crazy in this next-gen car, and everyone's got to be on their game and be ready for it. You need to have top-tier reaction time to be ready for these types of moves. As Turner goes to the top, blocks Cabot, and looks like Weekly and Klinger are just going to stay on the bottom. You got to have A-plus reaction time to be at the front for one of these races and actually stay up there like Weekly and Bailey Turner are.
I saw Weekly get a touch there in that straightaway, and he went up. He did kind of what Whitley did at the start of this race, left the bottom open, but Chad Klinger cut him a break, let him back down in front of him. Now Bailey Turner to the outside. We're going to have another change for the lead, and another big run for the outside line in the 3.
It really depends on the two pushers at the front of a line, because if you don't have a good pusher, you're going to go backwards. But if you have someone leading that line as they go 3 wide, if you have someone leading a line that can't hold a line like Caleb Weekly struggling right now, you're also going to go backwards. And that's why these two are going to the middle, because they see an advantage to get by with 13. But look how much time they lose going 3 wide. It's Roger Pierce and Darryl Young in the middle, 2 teammates.
76 trying to come up through the middle. He's got the 77 and the 70. I'd say that all 3 of those cars are teammates. Very similar paint schemes on all 3 of them, so I would guess that. Cutting it down on the 77. Right in front of Weekly here.
Mark Whitley's already at the front.
Yeah. He's back.
Weekly's going to go to the top, but look at those 4 formed up. They're pulling away. Whitley! Oh, this is going to be a bad crash.
Did Whitley drag the brakes there?
And
what happened?
I don't know, but Stravado's in it. Banks. Somehow it wasn't bigger than I thought. Stravado, you know what's funny? Stravado just said the same thing. He thought Whitley was holding the brake too. That was a little interesting, but wow, I thought he was going to have it saved.
He was behind the 70, and that gap between him and the 70 grew probably 3/10, all in a straightaway. I don't know what to say about that.
It definitely didn't look like they just got a run in front of him. I'll say it at that. Wish we could get the mile per hour next to his car here. But we'll see pretty clearly, I think, what happens here. I was focusing on those 4 getting away. They were doing a great job. Weekly leaves Whitley. And then, yeah, you can see it really looks like he lifts or hits the brakes. And that causes a chain reaction. 0-9 into Whitley, and then Whitley just can't save it back into traffic and takes out 4 or 5 more.
Let's listen to the RPMs on Whitley's 77. He's going to get in the back of the 70 here, and that might be why he lifts. He lifts.
RPMs went up as he was after lifting, so maybe it was just too hard of a lift.
I think his RPMs went up because he got back in the throttle as Chad Klinger lifted his rear tires off the track. I think that's what that was. Yeah, that's weird, though. I
mean, he went from 196 to he was at 189 before the 09 hit him the first time. And Stravado was getting shoved. But Alec Martinez had such a... Well, he wasn't getting shoved, but Alec Martinez had such a run behind him that Alec had no clue a checkup was going to happen. So, I mean, that's what happens when you call a stack up. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't. But we'll have some drivers come down pit lane. Maybe just getting fuel because we are about 40 laps away, just under, from the end of this race. So some drivers may be topping off on fuel. Some drivers may be repairing damage because they don't have a faster pair left. Maybe some drivers throwing in the towel because it's gotten a little rough and rowdy in the first 23 laps.
So season number 2, in good fashion, having a lot of action. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Saturday Night Racing League live on V-Speed. We'll be back right after this.
Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
This race still very undecided.
The bottom lane just doesn't have enough cars now. The rules have been reversed.
They're running out of time and they know it.
How about Noah McCall's in the F3? He did his hand in this battle. The bottom surges to the inside. Now even with Hunt off the turn number.
Back here live at Daytona International Speedway, the 76 of Roger Pierce next to Bailey Turner for this green flag. We're back underway for the 4th time tonight. And Caleb Weekly down on the bottom here doesn't have a partner as they go into 1.
Bailey Turner's going to go to the bottom, take the lead from Roger Pierce, though. He doesn't want to waste any time, but his teammate was behind. Daryl Young was behind Bailey, but Bailey's going to get that lead anyways. That top line's not going anywhere. Here comes Weekly. Turner's going to block it.
Turner's been back and forth on both lines, playing the field, and now the 13 of Weekly, he was clear to the outside. He's going to get a big push here from the 76 of Pierce. Take the lead back for the 13 as of now. But on the outside, he's going to have to get a better push. Let's see if the 76 can hold him. Man, that's dangerous. The way this car's been handling tonight, he is glued to that back bumper into 3. Now coming across the tri-oval.
He's going to shove him. He's going to lead this lap, but I don't know how long those temps can last shoving someone like that. But they got the lead for now. That top side has the advantage, but we'll see that bottom line get that surge back in the corner from just being on the shorter line. Turner's going to get back even with the 13 on the exit too, and then we'll see it come back the other way out of the corner.
The entire top 10 drag racing down the backstretch. There's the 18 of Martinez, the 15 of Bell. Thought about going with them. 74 Hennings down on the bottom. Doing a good job keeping Turner door to door with Weekly. And this top 10, one mistake and you're going to see a lot of cars wrecked.
So Pearson Weekly almost got hooked there. It was left front to right rear that almost put the 13 into the wall, but they kept it straight, and they're staying even right now. And Weekly, what's interesting, he's not staying on the very top line. He's going to side draft to 24, which is not usually what you want to do. That top side usually stays away from that bottom side. Side drafting just slows you down, but Weekly, at least this time, he stays higher up, and he has been side drafting that 24.
There goes another bump from Pierce, and Weekly is going to inch out over Turner into 3. Sticking with the high line here, the 76 doing a great job on that rear bumper. A little bit deeper back in the pack, you see Seth Hatchell, who has seen the top 3 several times tonight. Adam Cabot, who was out on point to start this race, and a check up there by Weekly.
Now he's stuck in the middle. That really killed Roger Pierce, and his teammate could not stay with him. So now Darryl Young's going to be the pusher. His teammate's going to get separated from him. That puts Hatchell third in line on the top. That top side does not have the numbers that bottom line does, but they're still making it work.
And Weekly is turbulent. I've seen several guys up there on that outside that look a little out of control, and he's still wagging the tail. There might be something going on with this setup here tonight.
I don't know. Either way, he hit 199 into 3, so even if he is weaving a little bit, he ain't lifting, and it's probably not going to end well near the end of his race, as Darryl Young is not lifting off that 13-0 bumper. Either way, he's keeping the lead for the time being as we get closer to halfway.
As long as he keeps him square, there's another move. They're pushing at some of the worst times. I think the transitions of these corners, the car does not like that.
No, and that, they have that wiggle into the corner. 70's in the wall. Hatchell checks up. Big stack up on the top side, and Darryl Young stays in the wall. But they somehow avoid a catastrophe, and now it's a scramble to see who can get to the lead. Bailey Turner's going to take it, and they somehow did not crash there.
Now Weekly getting a push from the 17. I think he's had 4 different drivers trying to push him past the lead. Cabot now on the back bumper. Here comes Hatchell and Wright. Outside starting to organize again. Turner moves up with Hennings.
Tyler Lehman, who we haven't talked about at all tonight, started way at the back. He pretty much gets left out there, and everyone's going to go to the top side. Look at the run Martinez has in the background. He thought better of it and went back to the bottom line, but now that top side's probably got 7 or 8 cars clear, maybe even more, as you can hear those guys in that top side just pedaling it into corners to not bump draft in the corner, because that spells disaster when you do that.
On board again with the 74 of Hennings, and he's just keeping right there in that pocket. He hasn't really pushed too hard, enough to maintain. And that's really what you got to do at this point in the race. I think that's probably the way to go, is just to keep it close, but don't push in the turn.
That's what I would think. You do not need to be bump drafting in the corners until probably the final 3 to 4 laps. I wouldn't even say 5 laps, because you're probably going to blow up after 2 laps of pushing. That's why you always see green-white checkers go so crazy, because when you got 2 laps to push, everyone pushes, never lifts, and it causes crashes. So, Cabot's going to go to the middle. We're still going to see aggression, though, as he's got the run on these guys, but no one goes with him. And if he can't get any help, he's going to go backwards. Weekly went with him, actually. But I don't think Roger Pierce is going to go with Weekly. That's tight in the middle.
Weekly he's pinching down on the bottom now. He's going to have to hold that thing steady.
Now we're 3 by 3.
Cabot's fallen way back. I think he let off to let Weekly get to the bumper.
It's possible, but when you're in the middle, you got 2 cars side drafting you from both sides. It absolutely kills your run. That's what let these top 5 or 6 get in front of all that. Brian Henning's going to be next to get clear of that 3 wide, and now Bailey Turner had to give up the lead to Seth Hatchell. Hatchell blocks up to the high side, and now here comes that 42 of Lehman for the lead.
Well, I think that Turner saw Hennings get to the rear bumper of Jeff Wright, so they went up and blocked that. Now you got the 42 on the bottom. Cabot's still in the middle. Weekly pushing him. Turner's doing a great job of just playing the different lines, seeing the runs come out of the corner, driving with that mirror. He's doing a phenomenal job of protecting that front row.
He's done a good job so far. He's led the majority of the laps this run after getting by Roger Pierce, who was the initial leader on that restart, and now we're seeing another 4-car breakaway like we saw before the last start. But Joseph McWhorter, we haven't talked about McWhorter all day. He's got the run. He goes to the bottom line. He has help from Darryl Young and Roger Pierce. Those 2 teammates link up again. Turner, big block, and he's going to go back to the lead. They're 3 and 4 wide back there. My gosh, Martinez, what a move.
He come up through the middle and then to the outside. He gets up to Jeff Wright. Seth Hatchell on the outside, and that second row is starting to get reorganized. There's the 77 of Whitley.
Oh, that really hurt Bailey Turner.
Yeah.
But to help McWhorter, Whitley's teammate, and he'll go to the lead. The blocking's crazy. We still got like over 25 laps to go.
Oh, and look at Weekly. Snuck out of that bottom line, gets back up, connected with Cabot. He's going to get another run here. He needs to get connected to that bumper, though, or they're going to lose that momentum.
Yeah, he's got enough momentum here right now, as they'll get close enough, but not exactly to McWhorter, although they have the run in the corner. Weekly aggressive pushing through the corner with about 27 laps to go, and they'll have such a run down the back straightaway to probably clear McWhorter. And they do have McWhorter cleared.
Bumper to bumper, it's more of the same. These guys haven't learned their lesson from the first 4 cautions. They're still glued to each other. And Weekly with a shove into 3, he's still going to hit the bumper of Cabot.
Wonder how confident Adam Cabot is right now.
Very confident.
Not anymore. Here goes Turner. He's trying to dump Weekly out of this group. I don't think he wants him pushing, because that might be a wreck next time. Now Weekly's weaving. Hatchell's in the wall. Contact. There they go. Sturgill's around.
Oh, no.
Mark McFadden was in it again. And that's a caution once again.
There's a check up there on the middle. I think Weekly was trying to get back to the outside, and Hatchell clipped him in the right rear. I don't know whose fault that was. We'll have to go back on the replay.
It looked to me like Caleb Weekly just couldn't hold the middle line. We saw it earlier. They got away with it when Bailey forces a middle because he doesn't want him up there. But now we can see Weekly kind of in trouble here. He goes up, hits Hatchell there, and then Hatchell kind of came down a little bit after trying to avoid Weekly the first time. They just came together, and poor Michael Sturgill had nowhere he could go.
Let's get back here on board with the 90 car.
See right there, 13 kind of squeezed him, and Sturgill was trying to get by it before something's going to happen. Just can't do it. Spinning like a top. I don't know. There he goes by our camera on the apron there. Not sure how much more damage he got. He already had damage, but either way, he's probably not happy with how things are going.
I'd say a few of these drivers have been tested here tonight, but looking very turbulent. Doesn't look like the next-gen car that we are used to seeing with the run, the battle, the pushing. It seems very on edge, and some of these guys that usually don't have too much problem handling the middle struggling here tonight. So on a race recap, 6 cautions with 9 lead changes. We're past the halfway point.
You know, I hate to tell you this, but that run we just saw, it's probably the most calm we're going to get. So
Yeah.
Buckle up.
I think with 20 to go here when we go back green, it's going to get even more intense. 42 of Tyler Lehman's going to bring it down pit road. The 18 of Martinez is going to follow him in.
Pretty
Caleb
much
Weekly.
the back half of the field.
It's Weekly with heavy front end damage. Looks like Jeff Wright brought it down as well.
Yeah, still a lot of drivers need damage repaired. Max Cost is still repairing from previous crashes. Jeff Wright, he actually did get a decent bit. He got put into a wall. That right front's not looking great, but it'll be repairable. But a lot more drivers got damage out of that than I thought.
Reggie Ortega's still trying to get the thing sorted out. He had damage from 2 wrecks ago. Now the top 5 kind of changed hands here. You see all the teammates up in the front.
Yeah,
I'm interested to
make
see.
it work.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you got. AJ Stravato is kind of the lone wolf up here in this top 5. Adam Cabot will be there.
Kind of a lone wolf, but he's in that chat with Turner, Jeff Wright, so I'm sure he's going to be working with them a little bit as well. You got Roger Pierce, who was up there with his teammate Daryl Young. I believe Young is up there just ahead of him. They'll actually be in the same row. Yeah, Cabot and Stravato will probably work together. Jonathan Smith is also in there with Daryl Young and Roger Pierce, so you got 3 teammates up there. It's almost like Joseph McWhorter's the lone guy up there right now.
I was going to say, McWhorter's probably on this team as well, so could be wrong on that, but they're all driving Harpoon design vehicles, so I'm going to guess. Because Whitley last season was teammates with McWhorter, if I believe correctly.
Yes.
So all these guys working together.
At the front end, Red Camel Racing, and then Daryl Young and the other two are Harpoon Design Racing. So I don't know if there's a separate team or what, but either way, they'll probably have to work together to stay up at the front. And, he'll be the leader, and one of them, either Pierce or Cabot, will line up behind the 73.
Just have to wait and see. I'm still trying to get over the 77 with the inverted Cabot colors. Sometimes hard to pick out who's making what move. That'll take some getting used to this season, but
It's also a 72. Yeah, 72 Jonathan Smith. That's who that is.
yeah.
And Whitley, the same thing, kind of. Oh no, you know what? Whitley's the invert of Jonathan Smith, but they're all similar schemes.
Yeah.
And yes, they're all on the same team. McWhorter just said that in the chat.
Well, there you go.
There's your answer. It's that easy.
I don't ask questions pre-race. I like to ask them during the race, see who's watching the broadcast.
Well, he watches in races. I don't know how safe that is, but he does it.
He does it. I don't know how my voice isn't distracting you right now, McWhorter. Good luck focusing when I'm just going to yell out trouble for no reason.
Oh, they'll probably work.
Probably talk it into existence. But here it is with the 73 of Joseph McWhorter, Daryl Young on the outside, Roger Pierce, all teammates up here in the front. And then you have Cabot, Cervato for the top 5, Jonathan Smith, Bailey Turner, Jerry Bergeron, Christian Angel, Brandon Wallace, the top 10. So some of the guys that were up here in the top 10 a moment ago, Brian Hennings, Chad Klinger, Reggie Ortega, Jeff Wright, they're all finding themselves deep in the field now. Jeff Wright all the way back to 31st position. Caleb Weekly, another one as well.
Yeah, but they do have time to get up there. There's plenty of things that can happen. We're going to restart with, I think, 22 laps to go, so they got plenty of time. Sturgill's back there as well, Max Cost, who we haven't talked about a lot, same for Ortega. They got plenty of time to get back up there.
So shout out to Grandma G-Mall Weekly. We might see the 13 back up there soon enough. Green flag back out, and we're underway for the 7th time tonight. I say, why don't we bring the noise here for this one?
I think we have to. It's the new year. I haven't done it in 2024 yet. I'm ready for it.
All right, let's bring the noise. Brought to you by Harpoon Design. That was Noah Mikowski down there in the grass there. I know we were bringing the noise, but we saw a car shoot down off the backstretch into the turn 3, and he was not on the racing surface.
We got plenty of noise. It's just a static camera, and all of a sudden someone's in the grass. I'm like, what in the world? That's not fine. But they kept it straight. Somehow they saved it. I think Caleb Weekly might have had contact. There's a few drivers off the draft, but they kept it straight. We still brought some noise, and Daryl Young pushes McWhorter to the lead for the time being.
The outside working pretty well, and the bottom starting to get organized. Those two red and black cars starting to work together, but that's a teammate, and I think a quick betrayal if the 72 can get up here to the 76.
Oh,
He's
Stravato's
out
going
of
to put him
line.
in the middle. And that's what you cannot give up that top side. You cannot give up that right rear quarter panel because you will get passed every time put in the middle. But thankfully for him, it was such a big gap to the car behind him, which was Christian Angel, that he was able to get back in line.
Just starting to tighten back up here on the bottom. Cabot doesn't really have much help from the 72. McWhorter is going to get a big shove from Young. Looking like they have the momentum down the backstretch. Cabot needs a partner, and he knows it.
Just kind of not going anywhere here as Jonathan Smith, now Bailey Turner's below the line. It's the 3rd time we've seen that tonight. Jonathan Smith kind of gave the bottom up, then tried to block Bailey, and Bailey, unlike Cervato, he actually lifts out of it, just avoids a crash. Now he's going to go to the top side to pass him.
Yeah, I think that's a wise decision. These guys, teammates, they're kind of sandbagging here. Not letting anybody get up there to McWhorter and Young. riding on board with Turner. He's just behind Alec Martinez. There's Cabot shooting the middle now into one.
Oh, 70's in the
pinched.
wall. Stravato to the middle. That was almost a big crash, but now that might help Stravato because Cabot's going to give him a big shove, but now there's nowhere to go, and now McWhorter's got to block 3 lanes at once.
Not going to be possible, and up through the middle, Stravato and Cabot meet Martinez and Turner. They're trying to defeat these teammates up front.
I don't know how they didn't wreck after the 70. That was Daryl Young in the wall, basically, but they made it straight. Now Stravato, we have not seen the middle work. He got the lead, but Cabot dumps him, goes to the top side with a big run, and now Martinez is going to push to 33. And now somehow Adam Cabot gets the lead back from all of this.
Played the field just right. Looks like Stravato probably going to drop down to the bottom. He does. Cabot up to the outside. Turner doesn't glue to the back bumper of Martinez, and now Stravato trade for the lead. McWhorter back on the momentum. Now swings to the bottom. The 70 out left to dry. Big check up there with a 76. That accordion effect, and you saw Ortega getting to the 10 there in the back.
Left it straight, though, but that bottom line lost all its momentum. Stravato, Cabot, Daryl Young all clear of the bottom 2 lanes, but they did not take it. Daryl Young didn't, at least. Now there's only 4 cars on the top side. Ray Massey's at the back of that. Bailey Turner and the Martinez. Alex Bell avoids it. They keep it straight. Martinez completely chops McWhorter, and those top 4 on the top are still clear.
Got your nose. I think that's Martinez down across McWhorter. Now he's got the bump into 1. He's going to have one heck of a run here.
Yeah, look at the run. They're going to get almost back even with the 33 through the corner, but I think that's Adam Cabot just conserving temps on his front end because he knows as long as he times his pushes right, the 18 or the 73, they can't clear, but here goes Daryl Young. He's going to go middle with no help. He's got nowhere to go. He's just going to have to get back in line as Bell goes middle, and now he gets back in line because of Alex Bell's help. And Martinez, because of that killed the top line of Martinez, and a whole bunch of other cars clear. And McWhorter back to the lead.
Uh-oh, no one going with the 18. They all go to the outside. Teammates getting back in form here. I think they figured it out, though.
Goes Cabot back to the bottom.
Seen a lot of movement compared to what we saw at the beginning of this race where guys would turn each other. Now they're planning these according. I think they found the bubble.
Ooh, Bell in the wall, kept it straight, but yeah, I think they did find it. Oh, Stravato in the wall, now Massey in the wall because of that block reacting to McWhorter and Roger Pierce. They are trying to control these lanes, and they're making it work pretty well. They're staying at the front, but you only keep the 17 and 18 behind you for so long when they're just absolutely aggressive out of their minds right now. Same for Bailey Turner. He's kind of stuck back there in the thick of the field.
So Cabot's going to lead this time by just edging out over McWhorter as they come by for lap 46.
15 to go.
This is where it's going to start to heat up. I think guys are going to start making more gutsy calls, and if you're from Bailey Turner on back, you're in desperation mode right now.
I wouldn't say desperation mode yet with how the runs are going. I'd say if you're where Bailey Turner is with about 5 laps to go, you're in desperation mode. But maybe AJ Stravato thinks it is desperation mode. He goes to the middle, to the inside of the 51 car. That's Christian Angel.
He has a hold at the bottom there he could take.
Oh, at the top, he blocked McWhorter. Here comes the stack up. They kept it straight.
Stravato shoves the nose in there. Oh, he checks out. They're in the sucker hole again.
Got a car on the apron back there passing, but they kept it straight. McWhorter and Cabot, I don't think they ever had bad blood between each other, but I'm sure the blocks would make people think otherwise as Turner's bouncing off the 51, I think. No, that was not the 51, but Bailey Turner's falling back a lot. Here goes McWhorter for the lead.
Left him out to dry, so teammates working again.
Oh, look at the run Massey's got, though. He's going to slam the 17. All of a sudden, it's how this super speedway racing in this next gen works. All of a sudden, it gets spread out, and then before you know it, we're back accordioned up again. And that's what causes crashes, when you get the accordion back, causes stack-ups and causes crashes.
Yeah, and it's just making that mental note of, hey, I'm 7, 8 cars deep. I need to keep that cushion. It's kind of like riding in traffic. in the highway, you don't want to be right behind somebody in case something happens. And the turbulence, some brush with the wall. There's Martinez and Stravado. Ray Massey to the lead now. Ooh, and stopping that momentum. Look how that works, man.
Back of the pack, 2 cars around into the outside wall. Mark McFadden and I believe Bobby Patricia got involved in it.
Chris Rude stuck up there on the outside wall. Drivers diving down to the bottom. Yeah. Caleb Weekly just had a moment.
Yeah.
I think Rude's just trying to get that thing to turn.
Yeah, I don't think he has any suspensions. Did not think the crash would come from the back of that pack, but it did. Let's see what happened here. Chris Rude, I'm not sure it started with him. It didn't.
Hatchell.
Seth Hatchell was the first one to make contact, and Chris Rude may have had nowhere to go. Looked like he kind of piled in. But Rude did have a faster pair, so he'll be able to get back going. We'll see what happened here. Bell with a block.
Cars in the wall.
Oh yeah, 5's in the wall.
I'm not sure who that 5 car is. I don't have him on my timing and scoring.
Yeah, it is not an actual 5. I'm trying to get a good look real quickly. I think it was Mark McFadden. He's in the 22 in iRacing, but his car is showing 5. But he was the one who went into the wall. Hatchell had nowhere to go. That's what happens when you're in a crash. You just look around.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm crashing. This isn't good.
It's not good. Yeah,
I'm upside down. This is not good.
I saw it happen there I thought it was going to happen up front, like you said. A couple guys had brushed a wall, and
yeah, Chris Rude just kind of had nowhere to go at that point. Then he has no steering. And Jeff Wright was actually laying back with Sturgill. And then Rude came down the track. Caleb Weekly almost ate it, just trying to avoid him.
So while this was happening, I want to go back and show the example. Adam Cabot here. Watch what he does. Watch the 23 of Massey's going to dive to the inside right here. And watch what Cabot does to keep this run from happening. He comes down and side drafts and stops all of that momentum.
Yep.
And that right there shows a good example of what this car does with side force.
That's really all you have to do. If you're leading that top line, you almost never want to do that. You really only do that when, for example, someone like Ray Massey dives out from under you and makes that move. Or even if just that bottom lane gets such a big run, if you get the right rear of that race leader, you're going to take them back. It's very effective, really, at any super speedway. It's more effective at Atlanta just because of how much handling matters there. But that is something that every leader has to learn how to do. You got to do that side draft to keep the lead. You keep that track position. That's what could lead Adam Cabot to a victory if he stays up front and doesn't get crashed. That's just how important it is to side draft in these next-gen cars. There's no other car where it's as effective.
So this car, very turbulent, very predictable and unpredictable all at the same time. We'll compare it to landing a 747 if you're just a passenger. That's kind of what it feels like at times. But Adam Cabot, able to maintain the front. Ray Massey, Joseph McWhorter, Jack Klinger, and Roger Pierce, the top 5. Alec Martinez, Christian Angel, Stravano, Young, Smith, the top 10.
Still a lot of players, too. I mean, we still have about, I think, 30 to 32 cars on the lead lap, and any one of them can win it.
Let's see if we can bring up, I think Massey's in here, is he not?
He's in here. We do have him. Bring him up.
He's currently live. Ray Massey, Bradley Cooper, and Connor Horn in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Bradley. What's up?
Well, we're getting double back up here, but the turbulence of this car here tonight, we saw Cabot take the side force off of you and slow you down. You had to run there for the lead, and then you haven't really had anybody push you, but you've been doing a great job pushing up front. How hard is it to keep this car underneath of you?
It is crazy hard. It feels like it's on ice whenever somebody gets beside you, and it's a handful. And then, yeah, I had good momentum, thought I could clear him, and he side drafted me really well and pulled me back, and then the yellow came out. So we'll see what we got here. It's a lot of fun, but, man, it's scary.
It's looking scary, and, yeah, we're at that time where if you were scared before, you're going to be terrified now. 10 to go when we go green.
That's for sure. It's money time.
It's money time. Well, appreciate it, Ray. Good luck. Maybe we'll get to talk to you in the post race.
All right, sounds good, Bradley. Thank you.
It's Ray Massey in the 23. He's going to start outside of Adam Cabot, and we have 10 laps to go up on the board. What's in store for us, Connor, in this restart?
Well, I'll just say it right now. I don't think we're going 9 laps green. I'll say that. But the bumps have been crazy all night long, really. But they're going to be at the everyone's going to be at their most aggressive now. If the caution comes out in the next 3 laps, you A, have to make sure you're somehow not a part of it, and B, you have to have track position now. If you restart with 3 to go in about, outside like the top 4 rows, you're probably not going to have a chance at winning this race, barring a final lap crash where you avoid it. And you really don't want to have to rely on that, although we've seen James Buescher rely on that and win a race here in real life by doing that. But this is when you have to get track position. You're not going to have another chance to do so.
Pace car pulls off. We're about to find out. Ray Massey and Adam Cabot on the front row into turn 1 for what could be the final time tonight. Green flag, and we're back underway. Already getting connected. Cabot goes up to the outside and gets Massey on the back bumper. He's used every ounce of draft off of that 23 here tonight. McWhorter down on the bottom with the 76 getting glued up to the bumper. Chad Klinger on the outside now. And Alec Martinez. So we've kind of got the Harpoon guys versus...
We got Doran back there. Sorry, Bell went to the
15.
middle. Lakatos, his teammate, trying to push him up there.
Martinez sees the opportunity, drops down in front of the 15.
Massey
Doesn't
blocks
get any
that
help.
line. Yeah, they're not going anywhere right now. They need a bigger push. They got 5 cars. Sturgill at the very back of it, but nowhere to go. Meanwhile, McWhorter leads that lap as almost a tandem race between the top 4.
Martinez going to go up to the outside now and pull off a Chad Klinger. Cabot and McWhorter were back and forth there through 1 and 2, but
Big
now
run.
Massey with a big push.
They're going to get maybe 4 clear to see if Massey wants to take it this time. I don't think he should, but we'll see what he chooses to do. Here goes Martinez. He's going to make the move to the bottom right in front of McWhorter. Chops his nose again. Cabot's not going to block it. Doesn't look like he needs to. That line kind of died with that move, and Cabot will retain that lead. Oh, McWhorter out of shape. Kept it straight.
Talk about a break. That teammate
It's
behind him.
Back to the middle. He's trying to use that middle. It's just, he gets side drafted so much. It's hard to make anything work, but he's, almost clear. Car's in the wall. I think Lakatos is in the wall. Oh, there's a spin. Sturgill's around. Caution's out. And it's another big crash. Jeff Wright, Mikowski, Jonathan Smith went spinning like a top. We'll get a replay on this.
Sturgill's going to be up ahead here on the inside line, I believe. No, he's going to go out. Oh, okay. Jeff Wright just a snowplow through here, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
He got into the Seth Hatchell, and then he got into the back. I think that was Max Cost that he touched there. And I don't think Cost even had a chance to know that he was getting hit before he was sideways.
Yeah, Jeff Wright's just going to call it a night. I don't think he had a faster pair left, so he will not win the first race back.
This is from the back of Max Cost. Watch the 8 car disappear.
Right here.
There's a
Such
checkup
good
here.
Checkup. Jeff Wright tries to shoot the gap, just hits Seth Hatchell. And then it's still stacking up because I think the 50, someone was in the wall, and that just causes everyone to crash.
72 got into the wall, and I think Max had to check up again after that. Right on board with him here on the front.
So Turner goes up. This is out of 4. That's really where it starts.
We backed it up a little bit too far on this one.
New trial, we see such a big run, but all big runs come to an end. This is where Bell gets the push from Turner, go to the middle. And then a little contact here. Lakatos comes up maybe a little bit. And then we got cars in the wall on the top side. Jonathan Smith hits Lakatos. And then they're bouncing off each other, and that's where that happens.
And Max Koss just victim of circumstance there. He had two guys in front of him check up, the 50 and then the 72 hit the wall. That's victim of circumstance again for some of these guys that were trying to make a run back to the front with 5 to go.
That's pretty much going to put us at a restart. It won't be a green-white checker, but we'll only have 3 laps. So what we were talking about on the 9 to go restart, you needed to get that track position at that very moment. And Alex Bell was the person who listened. He got all the way up to 3rd on that last restart with those moves to the middle. So he's in a shot where he could probably compete for this win. He restarted in 12th place. So that is a big, big jump to get 9 spots that quickly.
Ray Massey up 16 spots here tonight. Biggest mover of the race, up 22 positions, is Brandon Wallace. He's been quietly hovering around the 10th spot here tonight in the 99. So, I mean, let's see back here deep in this field. Some guys have damage. And Sturgill's had an up and down day. I think he's been involved in 3 separate accidents. Looks like that car is actually cleaned up now, though. Let's see Burns the fast repair. You still got a lot of zeros here in this top 10. A lot of guys haven't used that fast repair yet. And that's probably partial because for the second half of this race, the top 10's been about the same.
And Cabot's been up there. He did turn Sturgill earlier, but got no damage out of that, so he really hasn't had to use one. So yeah, there's a lot, like you said, like Martinez, the 17, Chad Klinger, they've been up there. Bailey Turner's been back and forth. Stravato did, I think, have to burn one maybe. We didn't really talk about McWhorter until the last 25 laps, because he and AJ get a little bit close there. But yeah, the drivers who have been the smartest are pretty much the ones who maybe, if there is a quick crash, have a fast repair to burn and could maybe stay in this. But the reason they are in this at the front to begin with is because they've actually been smart.
Well, being smart goes out the window here in about 2 laps. Cabot's going to double back up, Ray Massey on the outside, and things are about to get even more interesting as we close out the final laps here at Daytona for the Tractor USA Clash. $150 on the line here for the top 3. Season number 2 for Saturday Night Racing League. If you haven't hit the subscribe button here on V-Speed, make sure to do so. Turn your alerts on so you never miss a single race, and you definitely don't want to miss the start of this season. So we bring you flag-to-flag coverage all season long on V-Speed. A lot of big names in here. The reigning champion, Jeff Wright. The inaugural season champion, Jeff Wright. And a change of cars. We went from the Gen 4 car last season, tons of horsepower, to a, in my opinion, dumbed-down Cup car with the power. But here at Daytona, it's looking very fast, and these guys have been on edge. Connor, I think for these next 3 laps, we just kind of hold on to our seats and pray they can make it through it.
I don't know if the seat's going to be used the next 3+ laps, but we'll try our best because it's going to be crazy. I'm sure we're going to see people try to stick up the middle as quick as they possibly can, but the runs are going to be the runs on the blocks are going to be what dictates if we can make these 3 laps. People are going to get big runs, but if we see blocks go bad, that's where we are going to end up having to see probably another green-white checkered be used.
So I think we have 2 opportunities at that tonight. We're going to get sort of a natural one, pretty close to it, with Cabot and Massey. Green flag back out in the air. Who's going to get it? The dash in the clash. 3 laps to go.
Abbott got far out. Turner's looking 3 wide on the top of the 09. 09 is going to put Massey to the top, and they're going to be squeezed 3 wide for second. And Cabot's going to have to block that middle line. Nothing going. Oh,
contact with Massey. He got too low on that side draft.
Yet no one's spun. They're going to stay green through this.
How in the world are they staying green?
I don't know, but we got destroyed cars down the back straightaway, and everyone's still trying to avoid them. Bailey Turner's right front's falling off, but do that. Cabot's not going to keep the lead. The 15 and 09 are going to go past it. Alex Bell's going to get the lead out of this. He's trying to side draft, but 2 versus 1, that's not going to work. Look at the run. Watch Alec Martinez here.
I don't think Massey's very happy with Bailey Turner. He gave him a little shot there after the fact as they went into 3.
Martinez and Cabot into the wall, and they're still scrambling to get Alex Bell's still clear for the lead with 2 to go. We're still green. The lead pack is only about 7 cars now.
Reggie Ortega, there's more turbulence here. These guys shoot in the middle back here in the 10th through 20th positions. Reggie Ortega has a little bit of front end damage. Back up here in the front, though, tandem racing, the 15 of Bell.
Flying through the air in that second pack. Caution's out. Brandon Wallace went flying into the catch fence. And we're going to get a green-white checkered.
We knew it was going to happen. We just thought it would happen sooner. We had multiple crashes.
Oh my goodness. That was...
I think we got a lot to unpack. Let's back this all the way up, I think, to the restart.
My goodness.
We're going to ride with Bailey Turner here on the low blimp camera and show you how he picks up his damage. And then just all of the cars scatter on the backstretch to avoid the 24. And then you're going to see Ray Massey give him a shot into 3. He was very upset.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see it, and we'll see what happened. They got 3 wide. Massey got 4. Turner's trying to squeeze the middle, and he kind of comes up a little bit, but Massey was pinching so much, I can't really blame. It seemed like contact that was always going to happen, and somehow we didn't go yellow because they kept it straight with everyone being broken and stayed green. And I'm sure we'll see the contact when Massey catches back up to Bailey Turner in a few moments. Right there, bam. Didn't really do much, but neither driver happy, neither driver could steer. Now we go to the front where then Cabot gets passed by Bell and Klinger working together, and then Martinez with a big run. And I didn't really see live. That's a late block by Martinez, but we're going to see... Yeah, that's a block by Cabot. Martinez had such a run, he had to go somewhere with it, though. But once again, they didn't crash.
So that happened.
And then
We'll
in the turn
here.
3, we get to see what happened here. And while we're waiting for this to happen, we do have 3 attempts at a green-white checker, and this will be our first. We'll see here, Whitley with a run. And then someone shoots the middle, can't see who, and Wallace into the air. And
wow.
I mean, I don't even know how physics work there, but Wallace went literally flying. This is a little further back, but he went literally flying into the catch fence at, like, warp speed.
I think he caught the wall. I did back it up about a lap, but still getting used to hitting this replay button correctly. A little out of practice, Con.
It's funny, when you can go in the sim and see the miles per hour, when he started flipping through the air, his top speed, I'm looking at it right now, it hit 218 while he was starting to flip through the air. I'm not sure what netcode could have happened, but he probably flipped 10 times in the span of 4 seconds. Just need to see who this was that shoots the middle on him, really. See what happens here. Oh, that's Tyler Lehman, who they come together. So it's a 42 of Lehman. He just gets pile driven, and it's like he's on a thread. He just gets put into the fence, and then here goes the wild ride.
I wouldn't dare put this on gyro camera. You want to do it?
No. I'm not even going to try to count the flips in that span of time either. It was a lot.
Let's do it.
Gosh. I don't think we can put an epilepsy warning, but we need some sort of warning for this.
Yeah, this is your warning now. Anyone watching?
Back. But yeah, you can see in his mirror, Lehman has a run. He wants to go, and then 99 comes out a little bit, and then bam, just through the air, and you don't even know what's happening until finally he's on his wheels, just as quickly as it happened.
One more time in a more respectable.
Respectable, yeah. I respect that he survived after that. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm looking on my own. He flipped once. He went over like twice in the air. Then 4. I'm counting 5. I'm counting about 8 flips in the span of probably 4 seconds. I've never seen anything like that. My goodness. And you know what's funny? He had a faster pair left, so he is going to continue this race.
He was hovering around the top 10. He was one of those guys that had stayed out of trouble all race long, but somehow got left out to dry. Green, white, checker time, 1 out of 3. And it's Alex Bell.
We still got 28 cars that can win it who are on the lead lap right now. Jeff Wright and Brandon Wallace are the only 2 drivers 1 lap down right now. I think everyone else is out of this race. So 28 lead lap cars, 30 total. And we got hopefully not 3 attempts, but we're going to use one of those 3 here regardless, with Alex Bell leading with his teammate Case Lakatos in second, in third, pushing him.
I mean, this breakaway that they had with the top 5, top 6 cars, I don't see that happening this time around.
I think that was incredibly fortunate that that even happened, and then obviously the main pack ended up crashing. You do not wreck at Daytona and not bring out a yellow very often. I would not bet on that happening again. But still got some of our normal players still up there in Cabot, Stravato, Alec Martinez is still 6th as well. McWhorter back into the top 10 too.
Pace car gets out of the way. We still have 31 cars out here on this racetrack, set to go green. Green, white, checker in the air. And here we go with Alex Bell into 1.
Slow restart at the back, but they got back away. I'm not sure how much Lakatos can help with his damage, as that top lane is going to get formed up with Klinger, Martinez, Adam Cabot, and it's going to be a drag race down the back straightaway.
Big shove there from Cabot to the 09 of
crash
Klinger.
in the back. 51's around. One of the cars around, and we're going to get another attempt.
That was Christian Angel.
I think Chris Rude and Keith Shoemaker were the other 2 that went around. We see Shoemaker getting back on track, and the Speed Instant Replay we need a sponsor for, because it is getting used up tonight. 32's in the wall. Oh, he just right rears the 51. That's what it looked like. Then nowhere for the 31 to go. That was odd. Let's see.
He got turned.
He got turned. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he went down into that. So 32 goes down into the 51, and I think it was the 76 that got into him here.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. There was a little contact there. We'll have to see from his point of view. But that car, I think it might be Roger Pierce. He's going to end up, I think, close to top 10 through all this. So look, 32's in the wall. Oh, yeah, he turns him a little bit there. So, yeah, nothing the 32 could do. I think I accidentally blamed him. Apologies, Chris Rude. But yeah, just a little more contact there. And not where you want to make the bump. You want to bump him in the bumper, not the quarter panel. But either way, that brings out the yellow. And out of all that, Bell loses the lead, goes back to 3rd. Lakatos goes back to 5th. And now it's Chad Klinger leading this race.
So extending this race, and some of these guys that had pit, 40 laps ago, how are they looking on fuel? If we extend this race one more time, are they going to be able to make it?
It is funny because I did hear someone in the chat ask everyone how good they are on fuel. This is going to be a little bit closer than, close for comfort for a lot of these guys. So we see even drivers at the back making sure they can make it just to be sure. Roger Pierce was actually one of those who stayed out. By the way, Brendan Wallace, he flipped about 10 times. He's getting the lead lap. He's getting a lucky dog, so he'll be back on the lead lap.
Well, there you go. A pass on the outside here for the 99.
This would be the greatest win ever. If he somehow wins this race, put him in the Hall of Fame of Saturday night. I don't care.
I think Adam Cabot and Chad Klinger are going to make that a little difficult, but we still got a few laps to try to do it. We've seen a little bit of everything here tonight, and anything is possible. It's Daytona.
And it's a 2.4 hours of Daytona at this rate. we had some struggles the first 20 laps.
Yeah, and especially for the start of this race, it really doesn't show how last season went overall. We had quite a few races that went caution-free, especially in the later half of the season, where the car counts got down in the 20s. We ran a lot of green flag laps at tracks that we normally wouldn't expect to.
Yeah. And, Dago is one of those where you went pretty far green because of a smaller field, but that's definitely a part of it. This is the biggest field in any Saturday Night Racing League race ever. We started 37 registered tonight, and we still have probably over 25 cars on track. Probably 25 that can still win this race, technically speaking, on the lead lap. So it's definitely a change of pace. You got to kind of change the way you race if you're especially in the mid-pack. What the mid-pack is now was probably the very back of the pack last season with the smaller field counts, not to mention the change of the type of car. So it's definitely a learning experience for some of these drivers getting used to the bigger car count, something we hope to see all season long and something we hope to see cleaned up as we keep this car count.
Yeah, and I think it'll clean up a little bit once we get off the super speedways, get more of a driver-style track. I know that a lot of guys don't favor the plate racing because of the style. You're constantly near someone. You can't break away. You're relying on other people to do what they need to do. I don't know about you, but my philosophy is you can be the best driver in the world. It's the other 30-plus people around you that you have to worry about.
Yeah, if you're fast enough, you don't have to worry about them, but that's not the case at these super speedways. You can't just run away from them. So
yeah,
that's something you have to deal with. You got to hope the drivers behind you, in front of you, around you know how to push, know how to lift for checkups and all that. You have no choice but to trust everyone around you, no matter what. You can't just see someone on your outside and be, randomly and be like, oh, well, I'm not going to go with him. He can't do anything. And then that guy ends up winning the race because he can do everything. You have to have faith in everyone no matter what. It's hard to do. I'm usually not good at it either. I usually try writing people off in super speedway races. But if you don't have trust in everyone around you, you're never going to be able to make those aggressive moves to get to the front that you need to win this race. So you have no choice but to just think every move's going to work. And everyone's going to be able to make that move. You have no choice.
So trying to predict who's going to get the run, who's going to work the side draft. You've got Martinez and Cabot on the outside, Klinger and Bell on the inside.
Caleb Weekly's back up there, too.
Yeah,
he's an
13.
8.
All right,
and Storado. And Michael Sturgill.
So we've got some guys that have been turbulent today, up and down through the field.
Mark Whitley's going to restart, 11th? That's a comeback.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of aggression from 7th place on back right now.
Especially if he sees that 17. Or actually, no, the 33, who's a row in front of him. He's going to be aggressive on that back bumper.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some more fireworks here. Pace car pulls off. And for the second green-white checker of the night, can we finish under the official? Green flag is out, and we're back underway with Chad Klinger and Alex Bell on the inside. Cabot getting a push already. A big run and a jump up there. The 09. He saw that run and side drafted him out of it.
It's funny that left. Oh, we're crashing at the back already. The ones around get Jerry Bergeron, Bailey Turner. Another big crash. They're going to keep crashing. Brian Hennings destroyed. Chris Root destroyed. Chuck Sweeting's involved in it. And we're going to see our final green-white checkered. And I have a bad feeling we might not see a white flag under a green.
Hennings got heavy damage there from that one. Let's go back on the replay. And if you do want to sponsor the V-Speed Instant Replay, easy to do.
Crash happened up ahead of the 32.
Yeah,
it happened with
like
Jerry Bergeron. First car I saw go around was Jerry Bergeron, the 1. Bailey was involved in it. Very spread out. Bergeron, he's laying back a lot on that top line. Look at that. Don't think it really caused anything here, but
I think it starts with either Turner gets into him or the 10 there on the bottom. They go 3 wide.
Go 3 wide.
Yep.
And a little contact there. Maybe some net code, but they might have hit anyways. And yeah, Bailey Turner, nowhere to go. Completely taken out in that. And that will end his race.
I think that's going to do it for the 32 as well. I think he burned his fast repair earlier.
And, good news for Jeff Wright, I think he's going to get the lucky dog in that, so he'll at least have a mathematical chance of winning, being on the lead lap. So see right here, yeah, just slight contact, they bounce into Sweeting, and then Turner just trapped on the top side. And then comes down, everyone else is wrecking under him. There's Hennings, the 51 got a piece of that, Lehman as well.
And just the bad luck continues for Chuck Sweeting.
It does not. Non-points race, so maybe it will get better as the 48 goes around, takes his lucky dog. Or he's about to. You can see him at the back of the screen. But yeah, there's something about this track. Even in leagues, points races I've been in, you know, for some reason, Daytona, late restarts, this happens all the time. It doesn't matter what car type in this case. I've seen it in the next-gen cars, Xfinity cars, trucks. I've even seen it in Gen 4s happen. In Gen 4 races, 87s, you get a late race restart at Daytona. You're almost never making it out of turn number 2. I don't know if it's because there's no width to this track where it's too narrow and people make moves that just aren't going to work because they think they're at Talladega or what. But you get late race restarts here, you're lucky to even get to the back straightaway.
Yeah, and it's typically the races that we see finish under green are races that start out, really spreads out the field after pit stops, and then you have, you know, two separate tandems of cars two separate packs rather, that split away from the rest of everything else, and they try to race back to each other. They run single file trying to catch each other, and occasionally they do catch each other before the end of the race, and then we see exactly what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, and we're going to have to go back here again next week, I believe. So this is something that has to be cleaned up, or else it's going to be a longer race next week. It's going to be, so you would hope we see more, you know, points rate. It's going to be different. It's not $400. It's a points-paying race. It counts towards your, you know, the end of your season. Counts towards your championship battle if you're planning on running the full season. You would hope a longer race plus all those factors, that we're going to see a lot more patience. So this is, you know, this is what it is. Non-points race, all that, but it's not very promising, especially since this has been like this since the very beginning. I think our longest run, I don't even know if we've gotten double digits. So we should be getting the one to go here, I would think. We are left with probably 26, maybe 29. Now 27 drivers on the lead lap, I think we'll have as we hopefully come to one to green here. As we're gonna start lap 70 with this pace lap.
All right, so trying to get everything squared back away.
You get the one to green.
I mean, really, if you're Adam Cabot and Chad Klinger, you're just going to try to inch each other as far as you can. And then, you know, the caution does come out, you're going to be ahead of them. That's what you got to worry about, is staying connected to the bumpers of the guys behind you. And hopefully you can make it a few hundred feet with a run before it does happen, if it happens.
And it's really going to come down to that second row. Alex Bell, who's going to be pushing Chad Klinger. Martinez is going to be pushing Adam Cabot. And even the guys in the third row are going to play a little bit of a factor in it as well. Whoever can push the driver on the front row out first, that driver is probably going to win the race, depending on when this yellow comes out. You don't want to get out too far on this restart, though. Like, if you're Chad Klinger, you don't want to go immediately and get out too far in front, because if that yellow doesn't come out, it lets Cabot get a big run on you and lets everyone get a run on you, where you could be going backwards outside the top 5, and you could see your chances gone. So you got to really, we're probably going to see a little bit of gamesmanship on this restart between both these drivers on the front row.
I'm nervous. I have no words. I already know. In the back of my mind, I'm playing this out, and I see, even if we do make it to the white flag, it's
going to be chaos.
It's going to be chaos. And I think you got Casey Lakatos back there, AJ Stravato. Those guys are going to try to probably make a move on the white flag if we make it there.
Hey, Reggie Ortega's 12th. He's not out of his. Sturgill, he hasn't been up front since he got turned. Yeah, we'll see. The telltale, we're going to see through 1 and 2 if we can make it.
All right, well, let's see. Green flag's back out for the final time here tonight. And there goes Chad Klinger with a decent jump. Alex Bell not connected. You see the 18 is connected. They're going to get a good run into one.
It's all up to where Chad Klinger is going to block. I think he blocks the bottom because that's where the run's going to come through the corner. But if Cabot gets clear, he's got to be ready to block that move to the high side. But a lot of the help is on that top side. He doesn't know where to block. Cabot's got the run now. But they're pretty even behind him. Now here comes Bell. He has a push. Klinger up the block. Bell goes to the middle. 3 wide for the lead. Lacotis is going to go with his teammate.
And now the 50 and the 15 up through the middle. Can we make it to the white flag? The start-finish line, 1,200 feet away as they come out of turn 4.
Yeah, we're not Talladega, so we have a better chance. That just killed Chad Klinger's chances. But look at the run those teammates, the 15 and the 50, to the race lead. They're almost crashing. Cars will be on the line, but we made it to the white flag.
Is out. And here we go. The big run here by Alex Bell and Lacotis. Stravato now catching up. Sturgill on the inside. The 70 and the 17. A block there from Cabot.
A push. And here comes Martinez. He's got a push. We'll see where the push comes from. Those two are way out in front, though. They might be too far out front. Cabot almost gets towed.
Sturgill gets towed.
Klinger, Cabot. Now look at the run AJ Stravato's going to get with the push from the 70. He's going to go to the inside. He turns Casey Lacotis, but he's still got to run on this 15 of Alex Bell. Who's going to get there?
Big run here for Stravato. You're going to see a block here by the 15.
Here we go.
To the line. To the line here, and it's the 15 of Alex Bell. He did what he had to do.
Oh my gosh. That's as wild as I thought it was going to be. My goodness. I tell you what, for a second I thought Reggie Ortega was going to steal that. Oh my goodness. Holy cow.
Bell, oh man, Cabot almost wrecked right there, and then I don't know what happened to Klinger, how he got...
I didn't either, but we'll see later. But look at this run. Stravato goes bottom. Lacotis tries to block it. He gets put in the wall, and it really doesn't kill Stravato's chances, but it did take the 70 off his bumper, but he builds up this run. I thought he'd go bottom, but he wanted the right rear side draft. He side drafts here a little too much, puts himself in the wall, and then Reggie Ortega almost came out and over and won that. But Bell made that block just at the right time. And Alex Bell, because of those blocks, he's $100 richer.
Reggie Ortega gets second. Darrell Young comes home in third. Martinez and Stravato, the top 5. Caleb Weekly gets 6. And I know it's not a points day, but this kind of give you an idea of how it's going to be at Daytona. I think you're... I think here tonight, that's just... that's what we're going to put it up as... what Daytona will be like in this next-gen car if they don't do any adjustments to this setup. I think we're gonna have another action-packed race to start season number 2. Post-race interviews with your top 3. We're gonna bring Alex Bell up here, the victor, and that big check of $100 handed over to him. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back live on V-Speed right after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver's style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Try to stay together with all the, three wide and all the, just moving around and jockeying for position. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that really looked like a lot of crazy race, but also a lot of fun. And we saw in that final green-white checker attempt, all the crashing started happening. You somehow avoided it just enough to be able to link up with AJ Stravato. At that point in the race, did you think that you pretty much had to push him to the lead to have a chance at winning yourself?
Yeah, I thought so. I was just trying to push him as much as possible and to try to get up there. Didn't quite work out for the win, but that's okay. I mean, I'll take P3, like you said, to your credit, my first race here. Exhibition race, yeah, a lot of cautions, a lot of wrecks, but with exhibition, that's kind of what happens. But yeah, I'm very happy to get a podium spot for sure.
Yeah, definitely a good start to your campaign. 2 questions really quickly. First one, are we going to see you full-time this season in Saturday Night Race League? And the second question is, do you have anyone to thank, any sponsors, or really anyone just helping you out?
Yeah, so to the first question, yeah, I do believe so. I'm going to talk to the team about that, but I would love to. And yeah, as far as thanking people, yeah, again, Harpoon Design, Brantley did a great job with my paint, everybody's paints, and just shout out to the teammates. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So not runner-up, well, second runner-up. But either way, you get a podium, and like I said, you get $20 out of this. So congrats to you. We'll see you a little bit more this season, and go celebrate this with your teammates. Have a good one.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
You too. All right. So, I still got a rundown here. Reggie Ortega's somewhere. He was going so fast near the end of that race. I almost can't catch up with him, but there he is. There's Reggie. Reggie, yeah, we're doing really good. That was a race. We went 12 laps past schedule, but we still finished it. You still finished it. The 2 gets second. I gotta ask, did you think out of turn 4 you were gonna have a chance to win that race? You were going, I think, 10 miles an hour faster than Alex Bell, who was the leader and the eventual winner near the end of that race. You had a crazy run. When did you think you might have had a chance at that one?
Man, to tell you, I did not think I had a chance at all. I mean, there was a point where it was the first caution one of the first green white checkers that we had left. Like I think I was like sitting 19th or something like that. I did not think I was gonna even be up in the top 5. This is amazing. The luck had definitely changed to my side today, and oh yeah, it was. I didn't think it was gonna be up here. It's amazing. I'm speechless. I don't even. Oh man, I'm shaking. Awesome.
Yeah, definitely awesome. You're $30 richer. You getting that Harpoon Designs number 2, but you had such a run. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure where you were on the white flag lap. I think you were about 10th or 11th. How did you even get through there to even have the run you did out of 4?
Man, luckily there was some, door banging going on in front of me, and I was able to get by it. I mean, normally I'm a part of incidents like that, but man, tonight that last lap there, oh yeah, man, I don't even know what to say. It was a great. I thought I had a shot, but just the cars that were up there that was fighting in the top 5, I couldn't get around them fast enough, and man, just awesome, just a great feeling.
Yeah, definitely great to get the runner up after all you went through. You're in a few crashes this race, 11 cautions on the night, and this is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the car we're running at the super speedways for the entire season. Obviously, a little bit of a messy one. Are you concerned about the messiness of this race at all? Or do you think we'll have it cleaned up?
No, it's definitely gonna get cleaned up. I mean, for what we had last year as well, like, oh, the racing was definitely great. I think we only had so many cautions like this at, I think it was like Martinsville, but no, I think it'll clean up. The car is really good in the draft, and I think that's what gets people to drive the way they drive in the plate races, and that's part of one of the reasons why we decided to go with this car for the plate races. But I think it's definitely going to clean up. There was money involved, thanks to Tractor USA for putting it up, and then yeah, just an expedition race, non-points. People are going to drive aggressive.
Yeah, definitely aggressive tonight, and we'll see, hopefully, controlled aggression next week. Second place, $30 for you, Reggie. Anyone you want to thank?
I want to definitely thank Tractor USA for coming on board. Definitely want to thank everybody that's been a part of the league for so long, and definitely our sponsors and you guys, V Speed. You guys have put on such a great show, and I've always loved to rewatch you guys over and over again. And oh yeah, I'm excited for this season. Next week's going to be the first race, and can't wait to see it.
Can't wait to see it either. Reggie Ortega, second place tonight after 72 laps of racing at Daytona World Center of Racing. Congrats, Reggie. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, so we got our interviews done, but Bradley, I think you're in the Daytona Gatorade Victory Lane with our winner.
I am. I'm down here with Alex Bell in the number 15. And Alex, you made that car 5 lanes wide.
You damn right.
Side draft, it didn't matter. It didn't matter that those guys had a run. I thought maybe you were in trouble there after the breakaway with Lakatos getting turned behind you. You had no help going into 3 and 4, but you planned it perfectly into the triable.
First and foremost, I owe Casey probably half the purse money for this, to be honest with you. This is the second time in a row that he's pushed me to a win at Daytona. So he's probably looking for part of that purse money. So big thank you to him. But yeah, no, that was scary. I knew Casey was going to be my wingman that entire last lap there, and to see him get turned, my heart definitely dropped a little bit. Kind of knew AJ had a run from hell, and it was going to be hard to block him. But he got out next to me. I didn't want to turn into him. It looked like when he tried to side draft me, it kind of wrecked him. And then at that point, you just go back to the bottom, make sure no one gets to run on you. But what a crazy ass race, man. I'm probably cussing too much. I apologize for that. But what a crazy race. It feels so good to win, man. I don't get a chance to win very often, so you gotta really relish the times that you do. This is great.
Yeah, relish it. I mean, just no F-bombs, and I think we're okay. Alex, I mean, here tonight you're $100 richer. You come out in the Clash, start a season 2, and you put it up front. It was a struggle. You worked hard in the middle, and that side force on these cars, it almost killed the run every single time you were in the middle, but you made it work.
It really does, man. Like I continue to say, like, when you're in the middle and you got cars on both sides of you, like, I really don't have much control of what's happening to my car. I'm getting, like, it's almost like a forklift. You're getting rear steered and you're getting buffeted around and side drafted on both sides. But I mean, if you can time it right with the if you get a lane that checks up and you time it right, you can get a lot of spots, and that's what got me to the front in the first place. Towards the end there, I went middle, and the top or bottom or some lane had a huge check, and that got us the spots right before caution came out. So it's a little bit of skill and a lot of luck for sure to get yourself positioned right for these things.
Position right, you put it up in the top spot after starting in 6th position. Alex Bell, $100 richer. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank? I would start with Tractor USA.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Tractor USA, for coming on board, sponsoring this race, and giving me the opportunity to race for some money. I hope to see them more involved in this league. This is a great league to be a part of. I know tonight was a little bit of a wreck fest, but I promise you, this league is one of the cleanest leagues out there. So I appreciate them for coming on board. Want to thank the big green alien on the front of my car, Cool Strangers Clothing Company. I know he's out there watching it, so I appreciate him for being a longtime sponsor of mine. And like I said before, huge shout out to Casey for even pushing me and getting me out there in the first place. And thank you to you guys. This is awesome, man. Thank you to this league. I love these guys. I've been racing with these guys since 2018. This is a great group of guys to be with. I love it.
Alex, congratulations. We look forward to next week and see if you can carry over that speed and put yourself in one of the similar situations when we start the second season here, Saturday Night Racing League.
We're going to try our best. I appreciate you guys.
There he is, race winner and $100 richer, Alex Bell, on the point here to end this race. And Connor, it was a good one. I tell you, and I know that we had a little more cautions than we were used to, but we were still able to finish it under green. And I think that was the redemption for this race as a whole, is that we were able to see that last lap under green.
Yeah, it's never the best when the lowest instance for someone who finished a race was about 10x. But even through the cautions, we did see good racing, and we saw why this next gen was picked for the super speedway racing this season, because of those big runs, because of how crazy the finishes can be, like we saw with Alex Bell's victory. The runs, the tight racing, the back and forth, the comers, the goers. We saw really everything what the next gen is built for a super speedway car. It races pretty much how you would want it to. We got a race under our belts now. I think most of the drivers are going to understand what works, what doesn't. We should see a lot cleaner next week for a longer race and, for more importantly, a points-paying race next week.
So here we go. Let's get those final results up on your screen. Alex Bell, Reggie Ortega, and Daryl Young going to have a little more money in their pocket after tonight. Alec Martinez almost ekes it out. He just right there. 0.2 of a second at the line. AJ Stravato with that outside block that put him into the outside wall. Caleb Weekly brings it home in 6th. Jeff Wright in 7th. Casey Lakatos, even after that turn, he's getting the top 10. Then you got Christian Angel and Taylor Butcher Benjamin rounding out that top 10.
And most of these drivers are going to be right outside that top 10, or drivers who probably involved in crashes on their last lap, not even under the last caution, but that last lap saw a lot of attrition. Roger Pierce, Brian Hennings, Jonathan Smith were involved in a few incidents, but they survived to at least get further up the field. Chuck Sweeting got back to 11th, which is pretty good considering his luck tonight. Yeah. Bobby Patricia, 15th. Bryce Shoemaker, Keith Shoemaker, they finished right next to each other, 16th and 17th position. Then Brandon Wallace, we saw completely fly through the air in a weird motion, but he got back to 18th after getting a late lucky dog. Mark Whitley, he really could never get back to the front after getting spun off the bumper of Stravato, finishes 19th, and Michael Sergio, who got spun on that final lap by Adam Cabot, finishes 20th.
I know I hit the button. There it is. We've got Jerry Bergeron in 21st, Adam Cabot in 22nd, Mark McFadden 23rd, Noah Mikowski and Chad Klinger. Man, Klinger, he got sent to the bottom there on the backstretch, back to 25th. Then you have the 42 in 26th spot. That would be Tyler Lehman. My timing is going a little bit off here from the list that I'm reading. We had Joseph McWhorter in 27th, Bailey Turner in 28th, Chris Rude in 29th, and Ray Massey. And we have 7 more cars. Some of these guys did not finish here tonight. You got Max Koss, Seth Hatchell, Ryan Carwile, Joshua Banks did not finish the race here tonight, 52 laps down. Bulky, Smith, and Brockle are going to round out that field. And it looks like Brockle went more laps down Yeah, more laps down than we actually physically had. So
He finished -3 laps down. So
Yeah.
technically speaking, he starts 3 laps down next week if he runs.
Yeah,
that's the rule now.
That's what green white checkers do to timing and scoring. It confuses it.
It does not work.
It doesn't work. But we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit, a custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Cabot,
where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag